Have fun.
Yes. Hello, everybody. It is Friday. That means it's time for you to learn everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote your amazing book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and I'm here with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer, and we go live every Friday to help you learn writing tips, publishing tips, promotions tips, everything that can help you write, publish, and promote that book. So welcome, Joni.
Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you, and happy Friday to you and to everybody else. I
Yes,
love when we do these, and I know they're making an impact on people, and that's the best part. That's what it's
yes,
all about.
absolutely, absolutely. It's free and it's very powerful guidance that can help people in the process because writing a book is hard. I have been on two big deadlines for two books that we're publishing, and it's all consuming. It takes so much brain energy, so much focus to do the editing, to do the proofing, to do the corrections, to get it perfect for publishing. And so, Joni, you have an awesome topic for us today, and what is it?
It is the power of questions, the power of questions. And yeah, we're going to jump into that, Elizabeth, because I can go back in time just less than 2 years ago when you and I were working together on my first book, None Better. And I
Mhm,
was loaded with questions, and I
mhm,
received questions from so many people at so many events. Recently at Southern Oregon University with the Q student group and some adults as well, and then some libraries that I've been doing events at. And questions are so good. People get their answers and they put it in their brain and their heart to figure out where they want to go with the possibility of writing and or just the enjoyment of reading.
mhm.
So I have on these little blue pieces of paper here, so I have recent questions that people have asked me. So I thought, let's throw that out. And
Mhm.
is it true that people always ask you questions as well?
There are some questions I get all the time. And when I went to journalism school at Columbia for my master's, the first day they said there's no question that's dumb. There is no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask and you stay confused and you make mistakes. So ask questions. It's if it's your first time doing something, you're going to have a lot of questions. They might seem simplistic and you might feel silly, but ask so you get the guidance that you need. And that's why we're here.
Yes. And you and Catherine have both been so patient and affirming in any question I ever have had. It's like, you never come at it from a negative point of view, but you always just state the facts as well as what the possibilities and the dreams can be through that question. And to me,
Hmm.
that's the power of those questions. So shall
Hmm.
we jump in here?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to read a couple that I just got the other day, and maybe we can answer them as we go along. Would that be
I
good?
love it. Yes.
Okay. One question was, and this was directed to me, but it also is directed to any author. Do you wish you had written your books earlier in your life?
No, I mean, you write your book with divine timing. I wish okay, it took me 10 or 15 years to publish my goddess books, but
Uh-huh.
of course I wanted to publish them right away. But I was evolving into the teacher required to write those books and to do the workshops and retreats that result from the books. So, no, you can't go back and wish and want, just accept where you are with divine timing for your book.
Exactly. And then the way I answered it was very similar. It was like my life's experiences built up to be able to put that in the book. And
Right,
so I
right.
wouldn't want to go back. And then I also added, but I was writing earlier in my life. It was in my journal. It
Right, me
was in
too.
letters. It was
Yep,
in other ways, but it wasn't a published book. But I
right.
think even those journal things that I wrote, it kept my honesty and my rawness and my creativity when I did journal in the book. And I went back and I looked at the Nun Better book, and there were things in the Nun Better book that I took out of my journal and put into the Nun Better book.
Mhm.
And so I think that's an important thing. So if you're not ready to write a book, journal or do something anyway, and maybe it will end up in your book some way, somehow.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
a great question, isn't it?
It really is. I hope they're
Yep, yep.
watching.
I do too. I do too. Okay. Here's one. What was your favorite part about writing your book?
Oh, okay. My favorite part is the silence, stillness, and solitude that I experience when I'm writing. It is pure bliss. I love it. I'm completely immersed in my genius zone. My creativity is flowing. I have wide open time, like a whole day or a weekend, and it's mine and it's my creation, and I'm in charge, and it's the best.
Very
You?
good
What's yours?
answer. Very good answer. Oh, I love it. And I love when you use the word bliss because that is so you, and that describes your total emotionalness. I don't know if
Mhm.
that's a word, emotionalness, your emotions. That is cool.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
for me, what was your favorite part about writing your book? I think for me, it was to let loose being out to the
Mhm.
whole world. Because
Mhm.
as a lesbian woman, I was out to certain places and people and my circle of life, but to know that it was going to be out to the whole world,
Mhm.
that was my favorite part. And that took a lot of guts and confidence and courage to be able to do that. And it just rolled off of my fingertips. It
Mhm.
just rolled
Mhm.
off of my fingertips. But that to me was the most important part. I could totally be me.
Mhm. That
Yeah.
is amazing. That is so
Yeah.
liberating. So whether you're
Ooh,
coming
that's a
out in
good
the
word. Liberating.
Yeah, that's a powerful message to everybody because being authentic is imperative to writing a great book. If you're hiding something, if you're trying to dance around the topic and not really be truthful, your readers will sense that inauthenticity. So your book enables you to liberate yourself. It's might be scary because you don't know how people are going to react. And if you had
Mhm.
kept it on a low profile, there was a reason for that. So
Mhm.
I love that answer. So no matter what, if you're just telling your personal story or actually coming out or revealing something that most people don't know about you, writing a book is a way to free yourself. And once you feel that freedom, you feel limitless, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's why we sort of came up with the title Joyously Free, for our book that we co-authored together. Both of us
Mhm.
have had experiences of just totally living our true self, living our
Mhm.
life as true self in our
Mhm.
joyously free moments.
I love
Absolutely.
it.
Yep, for sure,
Excellent.
for sure. Yeah, good
Okay.
questions, aren't they? I
They're
love it.
really good. Yeah.
Okay, here's one. When did you get your business cards going? Because
Oh,
they loved my business card. And so everywhere I go, I show them my current business card. And they
uh-huh.
said, when did you start doing your business cards? Can you think about that one for yourself, Elizabeth?
Well, I've always had business cards for myself, but I've never had one that's like yours. You are very unique in that I've never seen anybody, because you made business cards saying, I'm writing a book at the very beginning. You hadn't even finished the book and you just
Right.
made this announcement. So that was like super zealous. I love it. It was exciting and, just so you to make that announcement to the world. And I think they were also pink. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Pink
Yeah.
and black. Pink
hmm
and black. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's really important for anybody who is writing a book to get a business card that is on brand with the book cover, colors, the wording, the fonts, and also have, yes, excellent website to go to purchase the books or a QR code where people can order the books from. Having the cover art is really important for branding your books on the card like Joni's holding up, it shows
Mhm.
Wowzer, I wrote 3 books on one side, and then in the back it has the 3 book covers and the twosisterswriting.com website where people can order the books, which are also available anywhere you buy books online. So she has Nun Better, her memoir, and then Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts, the 2 books that we wrote together. Excellent, Joni. Bring on the
Yes.
questions. What's
Yes.
next?
Well, and what I liked about that question was, and I think they were getting at, When did you do it? And I said, well, I started to tell people I'm writing a book, but they wanted my information. They wanted something more about it that was tangible. And so it was probably within a month after starting to write the book with you, which is going to lead to the next question. But it was like right away, as soon as I started mentioning it to a few people, and I'd never had a business card, Elizabeth. So, this was like brand new to me to be able to do this. And I know that your sister Catherine helped me develop it because it was like, well, what do I put on it? And then the big discussion, do I want to put my personal phone number on there and my personal email? And it was like, of course, if they want to get a hold of me, they need to get a hold of me. And that was not, yeah, it was like, if I'm going to be out there, I am absolutely out there, so that was a part of it. And
I
so,
love it.
yes. Yes, and I love to hand out the business card, and I love to hand out your business card as well from two sisters, so people have that one as well to do it.
Yeah. Thank you, Joanie.
Okay,
Thank
let's see.
you.
Let's go to the next one here. Oh, thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the
You're
compliments.
welcome.
Okay, how did you collaborate with your publisher in all three books? What was the process?
Well, you can explain that because that's
Well,
directly to you.
okay, but I want you to jump in there too. And so what I remember, oh boy, I met with Catherine by phone the very first time. Catherine mentioned I needed to do a Zoom with you, and I had never done a Zoom in my life. And
Oh
so
my gosh.
I know.
What?
So, people that are brand new out there and you're raw to this world, you're probably way ahead of me. And if I can do this, you can do it. I think that's my motto. But anyway, so I did a Zoom with Elizabeth and I got to meet you for the first time. And just like we're doing right now, looking at your eyeballs, feeling your intensity, feeling your pizzazness, I just knew that this was something to do. And then it was like you had a schedule of how that worked as a book coach, which I so appreciated, outlined the date and the time that we would do further Zooms with directions on creating the different parts of the book that needed to be created. And then I went to work to do that. But the constant communication, the constant Zooms that we did was the power behind that. Because if you had just done one Zoom or two Zooms and then dropped me, oh my gosh, that would have been terrible. But you were right with me through the whole thing. And then it continued. And then when we decided to collaborate on the books, on the two books, Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts, and we agreed to do that together, then it was more collaboration. And our Zooms were just a little different because we were throwing out ideas of how we both wanted to create these books. And so we were able to Zoom, listen to each other, listen to spirit, listen to these ideas, and we kept those Zooms going. And Elizabeth, you can help me with this. I think we did that for like a year in terms of collaborating for these. Do you remember?
Yeah, so for Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts, Joni and I wrote those two books together, whereas I coached her to write Nun Better by herself. So the collaboration process requires a lot of communication. And so every Wednesday morning, we would meet
Yes.
on Zoom for an hour to talk about outlining the book and all of the contributors that we had for each. We had 32 in Joyously Free and 17 in Healing Religious Hurts. We had to coordinate all of that and get status updates. We needed everybody's story, release form, photographs for the collage in the center, and discussing. Some people decided to opt out, and then we just made an adjustment, or maybe then we met new people and we added them to the mix. So there was this constant ongoing transition that we were in. And then, yeah, but it was the consistent communication and the Zoom. So
Yes.
we, and then via email is how we exchanged all the content. And then we had our assistant, Jessica, and also Kat for a while, organizing all the content that, we had spreadsheets and Google Docs and in folders, and we had everything super organized because when you have that many moving parts, it's really easy to get overwhelmed, confused, lose things. And you know what? There was a lot of patience too, because sometimes people would send something and it would end up in spam and it would look like we didn't get it. And they were very cool and gracious toward us regarding, or their release form with the digital signatures program didn't work, so we just mailed them one, or Joanie delivered it. So it really was all about teamwork. And as I always say, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, yes. And I think, to be honest and patient, those were some really key points. To be honest in our words and our talking, and knowing that I am accountable and responsible for certain things. You were accountable and responsible for certain things, and so were our contributors. And to
Mhm.
stay on top of that. And I don't think and I'm just thinking, nobody ever got angry or upset. That was not a part of how we did our team. We were always just upfront and thinking of how great this was going to be, with the big thing of, wow, this is going to be helping so many people. And the what do I want to say? When the contributors wrote how they grew and moved and became a better person even because of that. It was really, really, really
Yes.
cool. So
Yes.
even yesterday at a library event, I'm staying with Joyce Eason, and she went with me to the Medford Library, and she spoke and read her excerpt from the
Oh,
book, and it was
wow.
so touching. The people's eyeballs in the audience were just glued into her. It was just fabulous.
Oh,
It
that's
was just fabulous. And that's
amazing.
just one of many things that happened. So,
Oh, that's
yes,
awesome. So that's
yes,
another cool thing, is that our contributors, most of our contributors had never been published before. So it was a
right.
big deal. This is their first publishing experience, and to just be on this platform globally and then in
Yes.
person reading, it's just really a life-changing experience.
Yep. And she signed a few books too. So whenever I
Oh,
have contributors there, it's so fun to have them sign the books for the people purchasing them as well. So cool. Cool, cool,
nice.
cool. Okay, let's see. What else do I have on my pieces of paper?
Yeah, next
Who's
question.
okay? Who sets up your places of all of your book events?
Oh,
Wow. You want
well,
to jump into that one first?
sure, sure. So when we publish books, our authors set up their own. And when I publish my books that are written by Elizabeth Ann Atkins, I set up my own events. And I also often collaborate with friends who are having events. Like I launched my goddess book at the Pink Party downtown Detroit. It was amazing. Then I promoted the next book at the White Party, which was also phenomenal. So I set those up, and typically our authors set up their own events. Well, for the release of Joyously Free, we did Motor City Pride in Detroit, where I live. So Joni came here and we did Pride for 2 days and promoted the book there. And then for Healing Religious Hurts, I went to Oregon, where my sister Catherine also lives. And we had a beautiful party, at a launch party at Pascal Winery and Vineyard in Talent, Oregon, Southern Oregon. And so we did that as a collaboration together.
Yes. Yes. And I think I would, and those were all fantastic. And to be able to go to Detroit, that was like a highlight in my life, to go to a new city, a new place. And I knew nobody but you and Catherine, and
Mm.
all the prides I've done. I've done a total of 15 prides, which I set those all up. People were asking. I set all those up. And part of that happens from the people, like you said, your friends that you can collaborate with. So many events will happen because somebody has read the book and they say, oh, will you come and talk to my group, or will you come and talk to my church, or wherever that may go. And so I am constantly meeting new friends, as well as engaging older, I don't mean old as an age, but longtime friends. And so that is just very influential to me and to them and to everybody else. And it's fun.
Wow.
And so if you're out there right now and you're saying, well, geez, I'd like to have an event with Elizabeth or Joni, all you have to do is call us, email us, get on to twosisterswriting.com. And you have probably done the same thing. You've done book events via a Zoom, you know. And so I know we did one together with Women on a Roll. We did that one together. That was a book event on that. And so when a book club wants to have a discussion, then we do a meet and greet and a 20-minute Zoom, which works beautifully, which works
Mhm.
beautifully. Personally, I like the ones that are in person. So
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add on to that subject?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Uh, I did that piece of paper. Okay, let's go to this one here. Um, Are there any more books in your future? Ooh, you go first, Elizabeth, please.
Yes, my next goddess book, which is about prosperity, is coming out for International Women's Day, Saturday, March 8th, 2025. And it's all about advancing economic equity for women. So the book is about activating your goddess prosperity. The first one was power, the second one pleasure, this one's prosperity. And my sister helped me with it because she's a financial guru. And so it's really exciting to have a date that's really relevant to the content of the book. And I hope to have a mini retreat here in Detroit for women to come together and learn all of the skills that the book is teaching.
Fabulous, fabulous. Now, maybe related to that, are you thinking one book in the future? Are you thinking other books in the future? Do you have things on hold or in a nice warm fireplace setting somewhere that will eventually be written?
Yeah, well, the Goddess Books series is 6 books, and I've published 2. The next one's coming out, as I said, in March, and then there's 3 more over the course of the year. I know. And then I have multiple other books that are here waiting to be published. And one is
Cool.
about how to write a book. So,
Awesome.
yeah, so I
Awesome.
have countless more books to publish in my life, and I don't believe that writers ever retire. So I'm just going to keep going.
Right on. Right on. Good deal.
Mhm.
Wait, everybody, until Elizabeth is 107 years old and she's doing her last book. And I don't know what the title of that one will be, but I can tell you right now, that will probably be the best ever book when she's 107 years old.
Oh,
So
thanks, Joanie. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
That's
And
great.
thank you for including me and the books and the names of the books. And you write just little in your BIS books. I was so surprised when I read that. And I was like, Elizabeth even put me in her books. It's
Oh,
like,
I
wowie.
did.
So
I
thank
did.
you.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much for that.
The
And
way,
in terms of me, everybody, am I going to continue writing? I will write blogs. I I don't plan on writing a book. It hasn't been cold to me, and a lot of you know me really well. I listen to my Jesus, and that is what it's all about. And if I get this message that I need to write another book or with somebody or whatever, I will know. But right now, it's going to just be in other forms. So I'm not planning
okay.
on that one.
I
That's where I
love
am.
it.
So,
I
but
love
I will
it.
always be together with Catherine and Elizabeth because of the books we have written. So it doesn't, like, the relationship doesn't end, the friendship doesn't end, the sharing of what we do and the promotion, which is what
Mhm.
I'm really into right now, is the promoting of the
Mm.
3 books.
Right,
And
right, right.
so
Yeah.
that's the next phase. So good answers. And March 8th, I've got it written down. March 8th will
Oh,
be a celebration, and you have another celebration coming up soon.
yes,
And
it will
that
be the 9-year anniversary of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. We started on February 2nd, 2016, and then we're going to do a big blowout for the 10-year anniversary. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really
Oh,
exciting. Yeah.
cool, cool. And
Yeah.
speaking of that, I sent you a little something in the mail. So just think of it as leopard and angels and open up that package and just enjoy.
Oh, you're the
Okay. It should
sweetest,
be arriving
Joan.
any day soon, any
You're
day
so
soon.
sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, and you're sweet too.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Let's see. Let's move on.
Joni,
Um,
I want to add the most common question I get from aspiring
yes.
authors, and it's, I don't know where to start. I want to write a book, but I don't know where to start. And so the answer is work with me as a book coach, and I'll show you, or come to one of our retreats, because that is my expertise, figuring out the massive content pile that you have and finding that diamond that is the absolute focus of what you're doing and helping you see it. And then the excitement in new authors' eyes when we have that session and we outline the book and they understand what they're doing is so exciting. But you can't do it alone because you've been struggling all this time with this big cloud of info in your head, and I help you get the clarity, and it's super exciting. You can work with other book coaches too, and hopefully they're successful, but get help is the bottom line.
Yes. Good point. What else do people ask you, Elizabeth, since you're on that? What else do people ask you?
They ask if their book can be for everyone. and everybody wants their book to be for everyone, but you really, really need to hone in on your target audience, or who are you writing for? Is your book specifically for LGBTQ plus people, or is it for the mainstream? Is your book for people who are over 55, or is it for people in their 20s trying to figure it out? Is your book for your professional peer group if you're a nurse writing for other nurses, or is your book for you're a nurse writing for the public to learn about health? So you have to know who you're talking to, and that's huge because most people just don't have that focused voice yet. So I help them figure it out.
That's so true. And that was probably one of my hardest things at the very beginning of working with you, is narrowing that down and knowing in my mind who I was writing to. And I just had to continue to visualize a person reading it. And who was that person reading it? What demographic were they from? And oh,
What's
yes.
the answer
My
for None
answer
Better? Yeah, for
for
None Better.
None Better. What? Oh boy. A good question. What? Um,
Can I answer it for you?
yes, please.
Okay, it was two. It was for LGBTQ plus people who felt affirmed by your story, that was very courageous, of coming out, living as a lesbian couple in the 80s, when it was a very dangerous time to be gay. So it gave people courage and inspiration if they were gay as well. And secondly, it was for the mainstream to educate people who might not have had any interaction with a gay couple ever, or understanding the gay identity. And it gave them insight. So I call it edutainment. Like, it's very entertaining to read, but it's
Cool.
educational at the same time.
That's cool. And I want to add in there, to me, it was also too religious. I wanted
Oh,
to let people know about church, about
yeah.
convent life, about commitment, about making vows, about discernment. And then to me, that all wrapped around religion,
Hmm.
or church or spirituality, however you want to
Hmm.
call that. So that was also the genre of people I wanted to touch. And I could visualize, and I've sent it to the Pope. I visualized the Pope reading, I visualized cardinals reading it, and other sisters and nuns reading it, or people within a church. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yes, I forgot about that one. Forgot
Yeah.
about that one. So what else are you thinking regarding questions? The power of questions. Anything else people really asks you?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize, don't be afraid to ask questions and think that you sound dumb, because you don't.
Mhm,
So I get a
mhm.
lot of questions about publishing options because it's so
Mm.
mysterious and people have heard different things. So I really enjoy clarifying the major types of publishing so people can make informed decisions.
Right. And related to that, people ask me about the money. How much money have you put into this? And I think that's personal in one sense, but also there's some basic guidelines. And we did, what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, the one on investment. And I would
Mhm.
recommend people listen to that podcast on investment, because for me, all three books have been the best investment of money, time, energy that I've
Mhm.
ever done. And the accomplishment to know that you've done it, and then to become a best-selling, or to receive accolades from wherever that comes from, it is
Mhm.
just even more heartwarming.
I love
Yeah,
it. Love it.
yeah.
So let's just emphasize, Joni, that we are here as a resource to all of you writers out there. Please ask your questions here in the comments section, and we would love to take your questions and answer them on the next episode. So please, we would love to hear from you. Drop us a comment. You can also reach Joni at Joanie Lindenmeyer on Facebook. You can email me at twosisterswriting.com and learn about all of the services that we offer, especially book coaching. I would love to help you write, publish, and promote your book. So thank you for watching today. Please share this with any aspiring authors that you know. Joni, do you have any final words?
I want to thank QSOU for providing questions. I want to thank the Medford Library for asking questions, and the bookstore in Grants Pass, where I will be in another month, for asking questions as well. So that's where these questions came from mostly today. And so my accolades go out to you for having the power to ask questions.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Joni, for another awesome episode that's super informative and inspiring for all the writers out there. And to all of you, we wish you happy writing and happy reading. Be
You
well.
got it. Right, big hugs to everybody. Happy day. Bye.
That was great, Joni.
Wow, that was a real different one for us. I thought it was good though.
Yeah, it was fun. You
Yeah,
switched up the format. It was great.
good, good, good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
So
Okay.
your uploading is going to be complete soon. So stay tuned for updates on that. And
Yay.
yeah, and I
Yay. Oh,
will,
that makes me happy. That makes me
yay.
happy. I just
But,
keep sending my good vibes your way. Go,
oh,
Elizabeth. Go, Elizabeth. Go,
thanks,
Elizabeth.
Joni. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
And have you heard from Emmy?
Yes. Have
Oh,
you?
okay. Yeah, I talked with him this morning and he sent me the letter yesterday.
Yes.
But he sounds great.
Yes, he does. He does.
Me
And
too.
related to that, I know that he wanted to talk to you about the two books that he's completed. Did he do that?
He's not ready to, he mentioned it,
Okay.
but he's not ready yet, so it's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Super
So,
duper.
so Joni, next Friday and the following Friday, I am going to be traveling, and I don't know if I will have the chance to sit down and do Wi-Fi, and I don't know, I'm going to be in major flux. So I
Okay.
would like to please not go live next Friday,
Okay.
which is the 24th.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I can do next Friday. I take that back. I can do next Friday, but not the following
Okay.
Friday.
Not
So
the
just
31st.
correct. So I can do next Friday, the
Okay.
24th, but not
And then why don't we mention on next Friday that
right.
we're going to take a day off on the 31st?
Correct. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thanks,
Perfect. Perfect.
Johnny.
Perfect. Okay. Well, if you have to happen to be in the neighborhood, come on by.
I won't be.
Okay. I never know where you are, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I hope you get your private jet working.
that's on my wish list.
That's on your way, along with the yacht, right?
Yeah, that's on my wish list too.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Anything else?
Um, no, I just have a big to-do list, so
Okay. 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 And at some point in time, we'll talk about some other things. I know I've emailed you and whatever. I'm hoping to see your sister on Sunday. We haven't figured out the exact time yet, but I will touch base with her. So
okay.
Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. And
Awesome.
congrats on the two books that you're doing the deadlines on. And then
Oh,
check
yeah.
your package, check your mail.
Oh,
And
thanks, Joni. Thank you.
you're welcome, you're welcome. And then yeah, just great things are happening. So
I'm so glad. Well, enjoy the rest of your stay, okay?
I will appreciate you munches and
Yes,
love you lots and just
love
keep
you
on keeping
too.
on.
Thanks, Joni.